Good afternoon. Very nearly, we might even be at good evening. Yeah, we're 4:58 Pacific time, so we're at good evening. I think we're close enough to good evening. And welcome to the Saturday, June 27th edition of the Sacred News and Weather. I'm coming in a little bit later in the day than I normally do today, just because I've been hanging with the kids and doing things and stuff. And I do have a little bit of a message for you. We'll see where we go to. I don't exactly know where we're going, but I did hear a song, so I'll give that to you in just a moment. Before I go there, though, I'm going to give you my preamble. As with everything I do, please take what resonates, leave the rest behind, and know that these messages are timeless. So whether you're tuning in real time on Saturday, June 27th, or tuning in at a later date, know that if you're tuning in, there likely will be something here for you. If you're not finding yourself, go ahead and turn this message off, scroll down below, find a new one. There are plenty of them down below, and there will be plenty more to come. These are channeled messages for a collective energy. I'm not tuning into any one person. I'm always delighted when you see yourself here, but know, and I try and offer many different versions of the same frequency, but know that I'm not delivering predictions for the future. I am just showing you, telling you what I am seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting, or knowing. I have little bits of all of those clairs inside of me, and they all emerge in whatever way they choose as I deliver the messages I deliver. The bells of St. Rita are chiming 5 o'clock, so don't know if you can hear them, but it's 5 o'clock on my Pacific time. All right, here we go. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to tell you that the song that I heard, and I actually saw like the little dance with it too, was the song Patience by Guns N' Roses. And it could be, and there's the Axl Rose dance, and there's like the bandana, the bandana on his head, the red bandana, and he's doing the little dance. And I am still in the frequency of my friend who passed away, and so there have been memories and different times of my life flashing through, and I could remember being on the back of a school bus on a trip to, I think it was like, is it, maybe it was Darlington Lake. Maybe if you're from New Jersey, you know what that means or know what that is. I think it's Darlington. I just popped into my head, but we were on a field trip to this lake. It was the eighth grade, and I feel like that song was playing on the back of the bus, and we were doing the Axl Rose dance, and I can also hear the song Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. So I am totally dating myself, but I hope delightfully so for someone out here. And I just saw another image of different bandana on a different head. And you probably know who you are if you're tuning into this. So I'll just say hello to you. All right. So, patience. What wants to be said of patience? I'm going to be quiet for a moment. Maybe, maybe it's just that particular time and season in my life. Maybe I'm inviting you into your eighth grade moments and times, but no, that's not what's coming forward. What I'm seeing is, okay, now I'm getting a desert image. I'm getting the image of the desert. I'm getting the image of particularly the Sonoran Desert. How do I know it's the Sonoran Desert? I have been there before, and I can see the kind of cacti. I think it's saguaro. Saguaro cacti is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing saguaro. I'm seeing a night sky, a desert night sky. Here is the cat cow coming in for a visit. She's no small potatoes here, so she's gonna make an impact as she sits on my lap. I think she's about 20 pounds, this one. Mm. The desert night sky, saguaro cacti, organ pipe cacti. I'm just seeing all these desert plants, and I'm going to just sit with that for a moment. What does that have to do with patience? Okay, that came quickly. I didn't have to sit with it for very long. Night blooming flowers, particularly datura. Datura is a very poisonous but also very potent medicinal plant. Datura is a hallucinogenic. Datura is an anesthetic. Datura was used as a narcotic. Datura is used in like sacred Datura. It's used as plant medicine. Why is Datura coming forward? I am trained in plant medicine to a certain extent, but I have not worked with Datura, nor will I. Datura is one of those plants. I hold the belief that there are certain plants that should only be worked with by those who were born into the lineage. And for me, Datura is one of them. I'm bringing this forward for a reason, though, or Spirit is showing it to me for a reason. And we are going to see what unfolds. Okay, what I'm hearing with patience is I'm also seeing I think it's Queen of the Night. I'm seeing all of these night blooming flowers. I'm seeing a night desert sky. And what I'm hearing is that many of these plants only bloom once. They only bloom at a very particular time of year, and they only bloom once, and there's a waiting for the bloom. Okay, I think I know where we're going. Okay, I think I have it. Okay. Whew, okay. I love it when it's like bing. So what I'm seeing is that some of you, most of you, hopefully all of you, are late bloomers, not night bloomers. Maybe you're night bloomers. I am not a night bloomer, by the way. Many of you are late bloomers. Hang on one second. My son is doing something very weird. I'm going to just pause. Okay, sorry about that. You will probably only notice a blip in the matrix, but he was kicking a soccer ball against the wall and it was going da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. And my brain was like, I cannot. So night blooming, late blooming. Some of us are, most of us, all of us are late bloomers, meaning that you may feel as though you are in a season in your life that is more mature. I don't know exactly what my audience is looking like for at this moment. I haven't gone into the statistics recently, but I believe that most of you are like 40 and older. And so you are coming into a later season of your life. And what I'm being shown is that you have not even begun to bloom in your fullest potential. You have not even begun to flower into your fullest potential. And there's been this feeling of waiting. There's been this feeling of sitting in a desert. There's been this feeling of sitting in the desert. Like what I'm seeing is like looking at sticks, like gray sticks. And I have a feeling that this is not the datura, but this is the queen of the night, or like something along those lines, where like it literally looks like a pile of sticks, and then all of a sudden this enormous, really heady, really beautiful flower blooms. And I feel like now might be the season. I feel like it might be June or July, which is telling me like seasonally, like timing wise, some of you have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and you are, it's almost like you don't even have any idea. It's almost as if your nervous system doesn't know this. It's almost as if your whole being doesn't know this, but you are about to bloom spectacularly. And that feels like the message that really wants to come through. It's like there's been this feeling of like it's patience. Remember, we started with patience, but it's been this feeling of like really actually impatience, this feeling of like, when is this going to happen? I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, almost to the point where you have given up. But here's what Spirit is telling me right now. The reason why you are actually going to bloom is because you have not given up. There have been dips, like I can see, like almost as if like if we were measuring your patience, like there have been like dips and peaks and dips and peaks, and but there's this feeling in your system that you have been like mostly dipped and like given up. But what I'm hearing is that feeling that you were experiencing as giving up has actually been a deep period of surrender. And so if you have felt like you have been giving up, it has been received, blessedly so, as not giving up, but surrendering to what is. So there's this element of, while you might not have felt very patient, and while you might have actually felt quite impatient, the way you were holding yourself, and here, let me see if I can make this distinction. There's this feeling of you have been holding yourself accountable. Is that right? That might not be the right word. The feeling is that you have not actually been giving up. What you have been doing is surrendering. You have been allowing yourself to like drop into a frequency of healing and learning how to hold yourself in a new way in this. I don't, I, I'm calling it a lower frequency. it's just because like I'm seeing a graph and it's like the valleys, like it's like you've allowed yourself to drop into the valley to heal. That's what it is. So we're not going to call it a lower frequency because I'm not actually looking at like sound waves or light waves per se. Like it might just be an energetic valley where you've dropped into the valley, but you've allowed yourself to drop into the valley in such a way that healing has occurred here. And in the healing, there's been an element of surrender. And that has been like witnessed by spirit. It's been witnessed by your higher self, whatever your language is, for your deepest point of connectivity and for that place inside of you where your magic is made. It has registered with your magic maker in whatever language you choose as surrender and not giving up, but surrendering to what is. And in the surrendering to what is, there has been this recognition of the frequency of what is to come. And it's almost like you have been able to see the beauty in the gray sticks. You have been able to see the beauty in the desert. You've been able to see the beauty in what one might not normally judge as beautiful. I heard beautimous. Maybe that's somebody's word. As what might not be considered beautimous to others, you have been able to find great beauty in these valleys, in these sticks, in this desert landscape, in this dry spell, in this I'm not being productive, nothing is happening, I'm stuck, I don't know what I'm doing. There has been enough beauty in there that it has registered as surrender, and spirit is going to reward you. You are going to reward yourself. The highest version of you is going to reward you with this gorgeous bloom, and it's coming soon. I'm seeing like what queen of somebody Google it for me. Queen of the night. Does it bloom in June and July? I think it does. I'm not up on my desert flowers. I do happen to find the desert to be incredibly beautiful, by the way. One of my favorite places on the planet is Joshua Tree National Park. One of my second favorite places is the Saguaro Desert, is Tucson. I love Utah, Arizona. I love the desert landscape. I don't know that I would want to live there, but there's something so sacred about visiting there. And like, I just have this sensation of really wanting to be there right now and like putting my whole body down on that earth. So think I might have to do that this summer. Maybe, well, summer in the desert, we'll see, but I might have to do that. I might have to get myself to a desert because that's what I'm seeing right now. But what I'm also seeing is that night blooming flower. So if you are someone who has been impatiently patient to the point of giving up, and your giving up has actually been surrender, what I'm showing is there's actually going to be a big, beautiful, heady, delicious bloom. And the way that translates on the other side or in real life or in real time may look different for every one of us tuning in here. But for some of you, you are just like here's what I'm hearing. For some of you, this is career related, and you thought that you hit your peak, you thought that you hit your pinnacle, you thought that you hit your highest point of achievement. And what I'm seeing is, oh no, 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 it is to yet to come. Your greatest abundance, your greatest, for some of you, fame, your greatest fortune is coming, and it's coming on the other side of this night blooming flower. That's not to say that the night blooming flower is going to be the like dropping in, like I just saw like money falling from the sky. I don't think that the night blooming flower is going to be this occasion. Maybe for some of you it will be money falling from the sky, a huge job landing in your lap or something along those lines. I don't see that. It feels like it is the launching pad, the launching place for this next phase of your life, which is going to be incredibly abundant. For some of you, I'm seeing a whole trajectory of like I'm seeing a tarot spread, not one that I drew, but one that I'm seeing is the Seven of Wands, like the sort of like there's something you've been blocked from something you have, or you felt like you were cut off or you were blocked from something. And then the Hermit, which is actually that card of deep healing, of deep going within, and then following the light, following the beacon of light into healing. And then I'm seeing the Empress, and whether you're male or female or it's not gendered, the Empress is that big, abundant, fertile belly. She is like pregnant with, it could be a child for some of you if you've been longing for a child. This is like after that night blooming flower happens, your most fertile period is going to begin. And so for some of you, it is a child. I just heard that now. And if it's you, it's coming. I promise you it's coming. But your period of greatest fertility, your period of greatest abundance is going to happen. It's like that you have been in the Seven of Wands energy. You have been cut off from all that you have desired or seemingly cut off. You've been in the desert, you have been blocked, you have been and this is the traditional interpretation of the Seven of Wands, by the way. In the spirit of the tarot deck, it is courage. It's having the courage. I believe it's courage anyway. But and it does take courage to actually hold the frequency of not giving up or surrendering to the moment when you are so blocked and when you are in the desert. So I just heard that too. So it is courage. That does take great courage to still have faith, to still believe that something is happening even when it seems like you're sitting in a desert and you're about to die. What is happening is you are healing. You were in your hermit light. You were in that healing energy. You turned inward. You attuned to the light. And what is coming next is this very abundant and fertile period. Your Empress energy, whether you're male or female, Emperor energy, same here. It's that feeling of it's the coming of the most fertile, abundant period of your life. It is like because I'm seeing this June, July, because I'm seeing this night blooming flower, it's like the catalyst. It is the moment. It's like that flower is going to happen between now and the beginning of this month. Maybe with this full moon, maybe I just saw the moon and I saw the hermit's lantern. Like that is the light. Under the light of this moon, something is going to bloom. That night blooming flower is going to bloom, and the next stage of your creativity, your fertility, your abundance, your greatest love is about to commence. That's what I got. Happy Saturday. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hype, and tell your friends, and comment, and let me know that you're watching. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're here. I should, for all intents and purposes, see you at some point tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye bye.